Good day, my friend. I always wait a second or two before I begin just to allow the machine to get going. I hope I'm doing a good enough job explicating, limbing, describing to you, dear friend, how everything in the world has changed drastically to the point of a never before seen ever. Let me see if I can explain this to you. I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know. Let me see if I can perhaps maybe get to the bottom of this and hope that I can do at least a decent job in trying to explain to you how big this is. I have been doing this for a long time. Well, pretty much. I think it's a long time. May not be a long time to you, but I think it's a long time. And I'm trying to think of when the last time I ever heard anything like this. And the last time I saw this was in probably maybe around 2001, maybe a little bit after 9/11, when the internet was full scale, when it was the wild west of the internet. Probably the last time I saw this that I remember. And it was crazy. It's when I first came on board, and I enjoyed this brand new immersion into a world that everything that I was used to before, all of my ideas of left and right were completely changed drastically. Okay. So to make a long story short, everything changed, everything's different, everything's wild, everything's incredible. And then it got really interesting. And I don't know what the story was. It was Trump. Trump was the second piece of this. We are probably enjoying right now one of the greatest examples, one of the greatest times ever of this re-awareness or this refamiliarization where the internet is kind of wild and sort of interesting and pretty wild. I don't know how long this is going to last. My instinct is that enjoy this for as long as Trump is here. A lot of people, a lot of these social media people are sitting back, hedging their bets. They don't know what to do. Because I think if ever, once he leaves, we could go back to where we were, where there was a lot of shadow banning. And there is shadow banning to an extent right now. What I'm seeing is so incredible. Let me see if I can give you an idea. We have a brand new group of folks who are a part of our world, who are a part of our news bit. Alex Jones is certainly there, but we have these groups of people who are kind of changing drastically. And the person who has emerged in our circle of fame, in our circle, is Tucker Carlson. Tucker is, without a doubt, the monumental linchpin, the bellwether, the pole star, whatever the particular word you want to use. He is doing things now that nobody's doing. Now, remember, everybody is not necessarily on board. Everybody's not necessarily on board. Everybody's not. It's not a fan. But those people who aren't a fan really aren't in our orbit of what's happening. You're going to have to listen. You have to do something which is important. I want you to listen to every single person who speaks, and I want you to reject what they say based upon what they say, not who they are. Let me say this again. I want you to listen to everybody who speaks, and I want you to listen to what they say and not who they are. George Keane says, does DJT need to fire Cash, Dan, and Pam? Yes, but he won't. Yes, he does. Trump would consider that capitulation and losing. He won't do that. Trump will not do that in the least. You understand it? Okay? Now, that's a good question, but he's not going to do it. Trump lives kind of in a certain degree of selective la-la land. Trump figures, I don't have to really worry about a lot of stuff because I'm Donald Trump, and frankly, whatever I say is, that's up to me. It's up to me to worry about. Okay? Now, let me give you an example of something. I was listening the other day to Joy Reid. Joy Reid was on something, and she gave one of the most perfect explications of what was going on in Iran that I'd ever heard. Now, most people would say, don't listen to what she's saying because she's Joy Reid, even though what she's saying is correct. Don't listen to Stephen Hawking because he's a leftist. Don't listen to I don't know, whoever. Don't listen to them because they're crazy. No, listen to them. I'm listening to a fellow named Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes was in a debate with Alex Jones with my good friend Dinesh D'Souza. And I know exactly who's who. Nick Fuentes said more regarding the issue of Iran that I agree with than anything. Certainly more than Dinesh. Dinesh, a good man, is repeating that which other people say. Why do you think Pam is doing the U-turn? Incompetence? Over her head? Being given the wrong information? Over her head. I don't think she's being deliberately set up to fail, but she is clearly not ready to do this. Never. No. This is not her thing. Not her thing. But thank you. So, Nick Fuentes, if you listen to him, they say, oh, don't listen to him. He's a white supremacist, an incel, involuntarily celibate. He's this. He's 26 years old. I think he's a genius. Now, I don't understand. I don't endorse everything that he says. I don't think I had to, but I will listen to what he says regarding this. And he has been so spot on, it's not even funny. Alex Jones coming on. Alex Jones is on with Sager from Boiling Points. Absolutely spot on. And what we're seeing is a number of people who are going away from the prototypical position regarding worldview. Dinesh is like that. Remember who Dinesh was? Dinesh was, he's very beholden to the president, and he should be. The president pardoned him, and that goes a long way. If somebody pardons me, I'm not going to forget that. I'm not going to let that guy get away with it. But for the most part, Israel was off base. It was just off subject. You never ever talked about Israel under any circumstance whatsoever. You never talked about Israel. Never. I'm telling you this. In my life, in my professional opinion here, you just better, you were told, you better just stay away from that completely. Stay away from Israel. Unless you have a glowing praise or you don't repeat the mantra. Thanks, El. Haven't heard of Nick F. in a while. I don't know what he said before in the past, but when he was on, check out him with Alex Jones. Phenomenal. 100% correct. Joy Reid was correct regarding Afghanistan. I mean, there's certain people who say things that are correct. And remember, the more negative somebody says about somebody, the more I like them. Oh, he's a white supremacist. I don't even know what the hell that means. I don't even know what that means. He's a Nazi. And if you want me to really be intrigued with somebody, give them all kinds of bad names. So anyway, so here comes Tucker Carlson. Now, Tucker Carlson, for the first time, is saying that the reason why this Jeffrey Epstein thing is about, the reason why it's such and such a case is because that he is doing this. He is being covered up, or is covering up for Israel. He's coming out. Everybody's coming out. Piers Morgan. The shift, the tide has shifted so much for Israel. I've never in my life heard this. Never. You've got people who, for the longest time, Piers Morgan, who is completely worthless in terms of... by the way, please like our video. We need your support. Now, you're going to have to do a couple of things here. You're going to have to pay attention to a few things. Number one, you're going to have to forget the rules. Let me give you another one. There's a fellow named Zoran Mamdani. Zoran Mamdani is this terrible, awful, terrible leftist, socialist, Marxist, terrible person. And he said a while back that 9/11 was either at the behest of the Zionists or caused by the Zionists or something. But he is actually saying that 9/11 is not what you think it is. And 9/11 is not what you think it is. Now, for the first time, Zoran Mamdani, the guy that I don't really want to listen to, is now saying things where I'm saying, hey, this is good. Let's have that conversation. Conversation is this word that we love to use all the time. It's this, let's have a conversation. And that just means let's just talk to lunatics and that sort of thing. But we're having a conversation about this. So if you want to address the idea of Zoran Mamdani, you better listen to the fact that what we thought of was, hey, Susie Bailey, hey, thank you, girl. You were more than kind. Thank you so much for that. You see that? See that, Susie Bailey? Thank you for that. If you've just joined me, I'm telling you, the official cause, the official narrative as to the cause of 9/11 is complete and utter bullshit. Jet fuel, and there's so much to the story which we may or may not get to the truth of one day. I don't know. But I'm glad we're talking about this. So, let's go back. Bibi Netanyahu is here. Is it the third time this year? Okay. There are other people, who was it? I think it was what's his name? Sargi, I can't remember his name. From Breaking Points, he says, there are countries like Chile and others who have the same kind of GDP as Israel. Why are we inviting their leaders? What is this connection with Israel? The fact that people are saying that right now, I haven't heard this in 37 years. I started professionally in 1988. First time ever, weekend talk show, WFLA. 1988. And in 37 years, right? My 38th year. I'm hearing things I've never heard, ever. Could the firewall, could the kryptonite subject matter of Israel finally, or could it be removed where people are saying, yeah, it's a good question. Maybe this Zoran makes sense. Now in New York, what they're saying is, oh, he's a fascist, he's crazy, he's a lunatic. Just dismiss him. He's crazy. He's an anti-Semite, he hates America, and he's got some crazy idea that somehow the Zionists were involved in 9/11. Okay. I'm telling you now, and I'm going to say it again because you have to repeat yourself. I am not, and I've never been able to tell you why 9/11 was. What was the purpose of it? I know the official statement. I don't believe any of it. You've got Tucker Carlson, who is now suggesting that this is complete and total bullshit. And let me tell you something. Up till now, many of you have been 100% so loyal to the president. So loyal. And deservedly so, because he deserves our loyalty. He deserves our trust. What he did was incredible, what he's been through. But his reaction to Pam Bondi, it's not Pam Bondi, his reaction. In our world, cannot be overestimated. Cannot be overestimated. Cannot be overestimated in the least. In our world, nothing is seen. Him, Pam, I was on with our good friend Sean Atwood yesterday. And Sean Atwood was We just went through this whole story, this preposterous story, involving why Pam Bondi did this. You have to be mentally retarded at the simian level to say, I'm going to take a story which nobody is really involved in, nobody's really talking about, nobody really cares about. I'm going to take this story and I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to bring it up to bring it to their attention when nobody's talking about it. I'm Pam Bondi. She should have said this: I can't talk about Jeffrey Epstein. Ask yourself, would you believe this if she says, I'm Pam Bondi, I'm the Attorney General of the United States. I can't bring this up. I can't bring this stuff up. And the reason why I can't bring it up is for a variety of reasons. Number one, we're still investigating it. Number two, this was not my office that involved itself in this. Number three, I want to make sure that all of the individuals, all of the women, all of the men, all of those people who were involved and have been involved in this tragedy are addressed, whatever. So we will let you know when we find more information. So if I don't talk about this, you understand it. And we would have said, okay, Pam, right? Absolutely. Makes sense to me. Pam, what about Pam? Well, I can't talk about that. I can't talk about this because, well, it's one of those things I can't talk about. It's one of those things I can't bring to your attention, and I can't bring this to your attention because I am just, as you can understand. Pam, we understand. So please don't expect me or Kash Patel or Dan Bongino to bring this up. Right? That would have been it. And nobody would have said anything. Nobody would have said anything at all. But that's not what Pam did. Pam wanted to go on Fox News. Oh, the lure of Fox News. The lure of Fox News. And remember one thing. There are two kinds of people who go on TV. One, people who want to promote the brand. Those who want to promote the brand. I want to promote Lionel Nation, the brand. I want to promote Lionel, the brand. I want to promote Lionel, the show, the platform. Lionel, the individual, who will be 67 next month. I've done all the fame. I don't need the fame part. I don't care whether you consider me sexy or hot. Couldn't care less. I don't give a shit about that. I'm interested in the brand. Yeah, I'll go on a TV show. I'll go on Fox if you promote the brand. Promote our work. Promote us, the nation, Lionel Nation. Promote that's what other people love to promote themselves. And a lot of people want to be able to secure a place in the future. And I'm very surprised that Pam Bondi never did anything on Fox prior to now. She sure as hell knew where Trump was going, but for some reason, they didn't want her. I don't know why. I have no idea why. So whenever you have the lure of Fox News, Newsmax, and OAN maybe, I guess. And then this other one that doesn't know what it wants to be, this News Nation thing, which doesn't really know. It doesn't know what it wants to be when it grows up. Okay. So one day she comes up. They have a meeting at the White House, and they have a bunch of these, these folks. Oh, George Key says, has DJT's decision-making ability gone with age? No evidence of that. Could, but no, not yet. He's very sharp. Remember something. Age is Alan Dershowitz. Say what you want, whether you like him or not. I think he's 85, 86. He's as sharp as a tack. Mick Jagger is older. Age does not necessarily affect you. I know people. Joe Biden is very, very ill, and he's not even 80 years old. So, it's something to consider, but I don't think it's there yet. I can tell you now, right now, from my point of view, and this is the most important thing. I'm not wiser. I just have better judgment. I've seen things before. I know what this is. It's like, yep, I know what that is. Yep, I know what that is. I've seen this before. Well, I've seen this before. So I don't think he's there yet. Sometimes I think he makes boneheaded mistakes. The first thing you do is remember the rule of, and George, remember the rule of Hippocrates. Above all, do no harm, right? Ours should be, above all, don't F yourself. Don't hurt yourself. Don't harm yourself. Don't make matters worse. Okay? Don't make matters worse. And he has done this repeatedly. I think he's picked the wrong people. Absolutely the wrong people, because they are still pulled by the lure. Trump loves the lure of the, you know, the cat and the lure of the Klieg light. Stephen Miller, I haven't seen that much. Be honest with you, if it wasn't for my time at the station, I don't think I would notice anything about what's going on. In any event, I digress. Israel is under attack. 9/11 is under attack. The AIPAC is under attack. Tucker Carlson is talking to Israel. The Iran, the myth, the lie, up till now. Do you remember a while back? Let me give you an example. A while back, when we were kids, and Grandpa, George says, I just feel DJT has gone from being new and open in term number 1 to being surrounded by sycophant advisors in term 2. No thought to future beyond his term. Might sort of be. I don't know. I don't know if that's possible. I'm not sure. It's a thought. But I don't think he's thinking enough about his legacy at all. I don't think he's been talking about that legacy enough. I don't think he's worried about what's going on next, what's going down. Pam Bondi has made so many mistakes. I'm looking up at CNN and they're showing the video of something where they actually put the video up. The video is second only to the supposed plane hitting the Pentagon. Remember that? Did you remember the picture? See, most people don't know this, but I have studied this my most of my adult life. And I have been a student of 9/11. And I can point out more anomalies. When I talk to people about it, they always talk to me and they say, I didn't know that. Because most people don't know anything about it. They don't know anything about the story, and they don't know anything about it like I do. But remember the picture of the Pentagon, and all of a sudden there's a. I said, that's a rocket. That's a missile. No, that's a plane. What? No, that's a missile. No, that's a plane. That's not a plane. That's a missile. And they showed it to you. It was the most incredible thing anybody's ever seen. But whether it's a cruise missile or this, I don't know the particular type. Well, they're showing this. It's like, you made it worse. You made it worse by showing this. Why didn't you just let it go? Why did you do this? Why did you show? You should have said, we don't have any pictures of a missile. Okay, fine. The most photographed place on the planet, the Pentagon, they had no information. None! I remember one time there was a fellow who told me, in fact, what is it? What is the highway system that immediately surrounds the Pentagon in Washington, D.C., or in that area? What is it called, the highway? Let me see what it's called. I think it's called, the Pentagon is, and this is important, by the way. It's called the Pentagon, Interstate 395. there are these areas. I think when you drive, you can look, and you can, as you're driving, you say, oh, there's the Pentagon. And you would say, wow, why would that plane enter this side versus the other side? And the side they entered was being reinforced. I would have gone on the other side, which was clear and not obstructed. How did Hani Hanjour do a 330-degree arc, drop 6,000 feet off the ground, and fly 6 feet off the ground and leave a 10-foot hole? What was the diameter of the hole in the Pentagon where a plane allegedly flew into it on September the 11th? Remember this one? Remember the hole? The diameter hole, it was, they said 75 to 96 feet. No. Wing disintegration, building structure. Oh, many skeptics point to early photos showing what looks like a 16 to 20-foot hole and ask how a 757 could vanish into it. These images were taken before the full collapse and often angled toward the second or third ring penetration, not the actual full width. No, this was in the front. This was in the front. No. They talk about the C ring. No, this was in the front. Anyway, I don't even want to go. I don't want to go through this right now because I know what I know. And by the way, one thing which you have to understand, especially if you do what we do, please remind yourself that you are not going to. You don't have to explain things to everybody. I don't. I know I'm not going to explain much. I'll give you 15 seconds. When you don't understand in 15 seconds, I stop immediately. I don't waste my time. By the by, did you hear some of the people who went? Some of the people who were on the plane, not the plane, but the how do I say this? Individuals who were on the manifests and people who traveled, the Black Book, about Ethel Kennedy, Mick Jagger, Alec Baldwin, Ivanka Trump, John Huntsman, Dustin Hoffman, Ray Fiennes, Stephen Hawking. I have a list for you of everybody. Everybody. Where was Epstein's New York mansion? Remember, it was across the street from Bill Cosby's house, if you recall correctly. Remember that one? There were all these people who went. And it's very, very simple. It was on East 71st Street. Do you know, by the way, it was written for Herbert Strauss of Macy's fame. It was purchased by retail magnate Les Wexner for $13 million in 1989. And I think, didn't they, I don't know how if he gave it to Epstein. In any event, I digress. You have to realize that I don't have to sit and dispel all these things from people because I really don't have enough. I don't have enough time to do it. I don't have enough time. It's one of those things that I know this may kind of confound people, but it's just the true. By the way, not the Beltway. There were the areas, not the Beltway. There are 3 or 4 different. There are names of highways, not the Beltway. They're different loops. In any event, so here's the story. We're in the middle of something that I've never seen before. We are hearing people talk about stuff that I've never heard ever anybody say in my entire time. George says, ironic that Trump doesn't fire anyone, you're fired. Yeah, that is interesting. It's a very good point. You would think somebody whose mantra would involve some firing. So don't expect to see that happening. But in the meantime, let me just leave you with this. Let me just remind you of something. I want you to take it easy and calm down. I don't want you to worry about every interstitial moment. This is a very kind of a glacier movement. It's a very slow movement. And the amount of changes that I have seen in the official narrative, you can't believe. You cannot believe Believe me when I'm telling you this. And I talk to people, and 99% of the people that I know don't know anything about what's going on. They know nothing about the Epstein case. They know nothing about the files. They know nothing about the allegations. They know nothing about the... Nothing. They absolutely know nothing. And this is the most important thing. They really don't understand. Now somebody says trust was lost. Robert, if you think trust was lost in this, you are in for a long haul, my friend. It's not trust that was lost. It was like disappointment. He is the only thing we have available. You want to do this? You understand this? You have a very, very, you're going to be in for a long haul and a lot of disappointment. If you just say, well, that's it, my trust is gone. Sorry. Let me see. Anyway, that's it. So my friends, thank you. Now listen, make sure you join me. Keep going. I'm going to try my best. Now this is the good stuff. I can talk to you about anything. When I go on WABC, no. Not because anybody's ever told me what to say. It's just a different message. It's a different talk. It's a different style. It's a different audience. People don't want to hear this. This is my personality. I can change. And the personality, the Lionel they hear, is not the Lionel they hear here. And you keep me on my toes more than anybody here by virtue of the fact that you know more than most people. These other folks don't. And not because they're ignorant. They just live in a different world. They live in a world where they listen to Fox News. And I keep saying that. I don't mean to be mean, but you got to understand something. If that is your level of understanding, I am not an apologist. My job is not to apologize or stand up for the president. I think he's great. Remember, since from 2015, 2016, I've told you exactly what I thought. I not predicted, but I told you 2020 he was going to lose well before any kind of campaign shenanigans because I saw how stupid that campaign was. In any event, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Susie Bailey. Thank you so much for your kindness. And thank you, George Keene. Thank you for this. We'll see you. Make sure you're subscribed to Lionel Nation. Don't forget, July the 19th at the Cutting Room. Tickets are available. I want to see you there. This changes like I have never seen. So when I talk to them now, I have to tone down and speak much more generically, much more peacefully. I don't want to scare the horses, as they say. All right, my friends? All right. We love you so much. Remember, subscribe. Make sure you're subbed here to Lionel Nation. We'll probably pick up again this morning, maybe 9 or 10, depending. But you have to remain subscribed and like this video. I need 600 likes, my friend. The likes put us on the next tier, as it were. Okay? Okay. All right, friends, have a great and glorious day. I love you madly, and I respect you for your support of me, and I appreciate it immensely. I really do. Don't ever forget that. All right. Till then, my friends, remember, the monkey's dead. Show's over. Sue ya. Da-da. And now I'm going to turn this thing off here.